Hello, my name is Imani Brown, and this is my persuasive speech for Speech 1101. My speech topic is that reptiles make great pets. For many people, you've gone your entire lives hearing terrible things about snakes, that they are slimy or smelly, venomous or dangerous. Well, what if I told you that you may have been told things that weren't exactly true? In fact, they were completely false. If you give me about 5 to 6 minutes of your time, I can properly explain, and maybe, just maybe, you'll agree with my points. One of my primary reasons that I would tell anyone that snakes make wonderful pets, or reptiles in general, is that they take up minimal space and they also have easy care requirements for new pet owners. So I'll get some of my gear because I personally own a boa constrictor named Koba, and I'll use some of his supplies to better explain how to care for little creatures like him. So many pets that are reptiles are in enclosures for a majority of their life. This doesn't mean that you have to keep them bound in an enclosure forever. You can let them out whenever you have time, and many of them enjoy that enrichment time. However, many canimals can be kept in 6x6 like spaces, or even smaller depending on the breed, such as a leopard gecko or a gargoyle gecko. And if you have a snake that's smaller, that could be a ball python. So for the easy care requirements, one of my first examples here is with this lamp light. So I'll also go ahead and grab my lamp. As you can see, there's not much happening. So you just have a lamp bulb portion like any other lamp in your home. You also have a regular outlet, never mind that. And then you occasionally have a switch portion, but this model doesn't have it. So you would take this day bulb and put it in here during the day cycle you create for your pet, and then you would also use a night one that could be a red lamp, or it could be ceramic, or it could be a black light. So this helps your pet have an indoor and outdoor time as if they were out in the wild. Another way that pet reptile care is easy is that many of these animals enjoy having spots where they can hide in. This is a corkboard piece, similar to the ones I keep in my snake's enclosure. And this just means that when he wants time to not be seen and feel extra safe and not visible, he can just crawl right in and rest without worrying about predators that don't exist in our household coming up to swoop down like a bird and snatch him up into the sky. Another easy and inexpensive tool used for my reptile would be this gauge. So this is a temperature meter. I would basically put this black portion into his substrate, which is another fancy word for his earth or his loose coconut shred, and I would just make sure the temperature is good for him. And this rolls into the next point. So my next point would be that there are minimal vet costs. The Reptile Center and the website regarding reptiles are also good about describing this. So if you are properly utilizing those things I just showed you, such as the lamp, the temperature meter, and also that hideaway, you're providing an optimal environment for your reptile, which means that you won't have the constant vet fees as if you were going to a vet for a cat or a dog that may need to be seen both annually and every few months for their yearly and monthly preventatives. The next reason I would say that reptiles make excellent pets is that they are wonderful for people that have busy schedules. So if you are a person that don't have pets in the home, such as a cat or a dog, due to your busy schedule, you may be more inclined to own a reptile, because this isn't a pet that you will need to come home on a work break from the other side of town in the middle of a hail or rainstorm or a snow advisory or even a flood warning, because they really do need to go outside to use the restroom, because if they don't, they're gonna go in your home. Owning a pet can be a full-time job depending on the animal, and if you already have a full-time job, there's only so much time in a day. All of these reasons together, I would say, are excellent reasons that any household could benefit from having a reptile. If you are a person that has a busy schedule, if you are a person that doesn't have much time to care for an animal, or if you are a person with an income that may not be suited for expensive pet-related fees, if you are a person that worries about taking care of a new kind of animal, if you have any time to visit an animal sanctuary, a zoo, or even a pet store, almost anyone would be more than happy to help you figure out how to take care of your new reptile. Thank you again for your time.